The problem is we're not going to grow the economy. We're not going to create jobs by creating inflation, by debasing our money. It might make the stock market go up. It might make the real estate market go up. And so we can delude ourselves into thinking that we actually are growing the economy, but we're just growing the bubbles and growing the debt. And because the economy will never recover, because the Fed won't let it restructure, right, then the unemployment picture is going to continue to get worse, which means we're going to get more and more QE, and they're going to keep on increasing the dose until we overdose because we have a currency crisis, and then it's over.
The structure of this, it looks like a Ponzi scheme in a lot of ways. In other words,
it is.
Okay, and the Ponzi scheme is that you've got a lot of banks with a lot of bad debts. They're not marked to market, these debts. They're marked to theory or marked to what they say that these bonds are worth. But if you try to sell them on the open market, they would get a lot less than what they say they're worth. So this is like a huge Ponzi scheme. But the U.S. is not the only one involved in this Ponzi scheme, because here at the Bank of England, the new governor, Mark Carney, is speaking from the same playbook. He's saying, you know, we've got to basically keep rates low. They're artificially low. He wants to take bank debts, which are 400% of GDP. He's publicly said he wants to take them to 900% of GDP and take lower rates. The ECB, the European Central Bank, just cut their rate from 0.5% to 0.25%. So is this the same story around the world?
Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme built on a Ponzi scheme. You know, the thing about Ponzi schemes is they have to keep on growing. And if they don't grow, they implode because you need bigger supply of new investors to cash out the old investors. I mean, look at the U.S. Treasury bond market. We have a $17 trillion national debt, although, you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We actually have like 100 trillion plus in total debt. The 17 trillion is just where there are Treasury bonds outstanding. But the U.S. government has lots of obligations beyond the Treasury debt. But if you just focus on that, where does the U.S. government get the money to retire all the maturing bonds? Every year, trillions of dollars worth of treasuries mature. The government doesn't have that money. It relies on new buyers to cash out the old buyers. And in many cases, it's the same holders. The people that hold the debt just roll it over so we never have to pay it back. But nobody wants to acknowledge the simple truth that repayment is impossible. All we can do is borrow more money to pay off the maturing debt. But then the debt stack keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because of the compounding interest and because the government borrows more money every single year.